Hello, hello. I'm back. I thought 11:11 was a really great time to restart. Hello, Capricorn. So Capricorn, this is your weekly reading. And we're going to look into what energy was surrounding you, the shared energy, and other. This is also, by the way, if you have a 10th house stellium, this is all you. So this is, oof. This is going to be like for this week. And we just did the quick check-ins on soul navigation. But the air signs. Hello. The air signs and the earth signs will be done. Hello, my lovely Capricorn. So it's not for my optimal health, but out of necessity, we ended up ordering, my daughter ended up ordering some DoorDash. So at some point, there might be a tall figure bringing me French fries. Because at this point, I'm just starving. And nothing else worked out. So, I'm not going to punish myself for it. So the energy on the bottom of the deck, and replayer viewers, welcome to the madness. So whenever you're seeing this, just know that we're doing this about 11:15 at night, but I had just been live for like 2 hours at least on soul navigation. And so we may be drawing cards for whoever shows up. I may be just like pulling cards. I figure, thank you. I figure like my channel's kind of new, so I can't do stuff to like tank it. And I figure authenticity is something people look for today. So if I'm eating French fries on my own channel, like, I mean, who am I really going to piss off? We have Ace of Cups, which is like the message. It's like the I love you message. It's a new beginning. It's an offer or a promise of love. So like, not so shabby, Capricorn. Now let's see what that's about. Cause like how we start and how we finish, sometimes they're two different things. So like this might be for you, about you, and it might be about another person. The way that I do this is looking at you, looking at the shared energy, because you're each going to influence the shared energy, and other can be a situation, work, family, a person, like it can be many things. But you'll know what it is for you. And then if this turns out to be completely not a romantic reading, which sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it's really more about self-empowerment, which I kind of like to focus on. But I promise that I will pull a separate card and do like a little mini love reading if this just doesn't turn out to be a full-on love reading. Then we're going to check into your current energies and what's coming up, and I'm going to clarify everything. So this is a full reading, and at the end, we will pull an oracle card. But also, this one's a little special because at the end of this, I'm just gonna pull cards for the people who are hanging out in the chat because I can. All right. So in the most recent past energies, we have the Five of Swords. And this is an interesting Five of Swords card. It's like no one's really fighting, but there feels like conflict energy because it's internal. Hold on, everybody. 1 second. Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Oh gosh, not the backwards. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I'm back. Magically. Or front flash. Alright. Alright. Everybody good? I'm so happy. Alright. So, Five of Swords, especially in this case, is do you see how none of the other swords are in play, but the snakes are surrounding her? This is a lot of kind of feeling damned if I do and damned if I don't. When there's like no one else, like there's not a real whole ass conflict around, but the conflict is inner conflict and it just still feels like conflict. I'm sorry. I would share if I could. And the shared, this is in like the last couple of weeks, last month. The shared, like, who do I think I am? I'm no Tyler, like, eating on camera. He can do anything. I swear to God, I love him so much. I just always want to hug him. We have the moon. It's a beautiful moon card. But it is in reverse. So we do have a shared energy of people not sharing the full truth. And then in the others energy, we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. So it feels kind of like, I'm good, thank you. It feels kind of like the Queen of Cups upside down, ironically, can be somebody with a Capricorn moon. Hi. But I really see this as somebody who doesn't feel okay to be vulnerable. And for some reason, especially in this reading, I'm feeling a sense of somebody who thinks it's like better, cooler, safer to not show emotion. Maybe they were told as a child. So if you are dealing with masculine energy, and that doesn't have to be male or female, just masculine energy, that feels like it's beneath them to be to be overly emotional, this might be your person. There's emotions there, but they're really trying so hard not to show it that it's causing this like stop telling me nothing's wrong kind of vibe. I'm getting the energy of like a lot of like, I'm fine, nothing's wrong. which would make sense for you to feel like, why do I feel like there's fighting energy when there's no actual fighting? Do you know what I mean? They're not being authentic. It's almost like they're hiding their feelings because they feel like feelings make them weak. That's the perfect way to say it. And they've been told that like being over emotional and like feeling your feelings makes you weak. And so like sometimes when people feel that way, they will go out of their way to kind of maybe be sharp with their words or be tough or like put on a front in some way or another. And like, you're like, what are you doing? And they keep insisting everything's fine. What are you talking about? And there within lies the shared energy of the moon upside down. So you might be, if you were feeling feisty and you felt like somebody was like holding back emotions, but then it's not even like they're holding back emotions is the problem. It's the problem is how they're overcompensating. Does that make sense? All right. Food in my belly. Whoa. This reading is cray. It's very interesting because some of it is mirroring Virgos. In your energy, in the current energy, we have Six of Swords, which is, you know, leaving choppy waters for smoother waters. But you take your swords with you, right? You take your forms of communication, your thought process, your belief systems, you take it with you. It came out in reverse. This feels like, should I stay or should I go? It feels cyclical. For the Empress, in the center, in reverse, just like Virgo's reading, except for the Empress in reverse clarified this centerpiece. We're going to clarify all of this because this is your full reading. The Empress in reverse is like knowing that you are capable of being independent, of feeling like you can grow whatever you need to grow and feel whatever you can feel, and just not being in that place. And the worst part is about the Empress in reverse is like beating yourself up over this. It's a shared energy. It's both of you. This feels like a wave. I grew up with the ocean real close by. And what it's reminding me is like the tide and when the waves were strong. It feels like this relationship comes in and out and in and out. Both of you not at your best. Both of you possibly carrying a little resentment towards the other for how they're acting, but still bonded. Now, and what I'm curious to know is this divine connection bonded? Is this trauma bonded? Because in our 3D human experience, those can feel the same. Those can feel the same. This is confusing me a little bit, or it's throwing me off. Like everything's kind of... When I said this reading is crazy, okay. So in their current energy, I have the Fool. I'm slightly confused of whether this is re-falling in love with you, not being up, because the emotions are there, right? They're just holding them back and acting like a jerk to try to cover them up. Sorry, Capricorn, if that's your person acting like a jerk. But as you are maybe putting like the should I stay or should I go energy on the plate, and not showing up in your big Capricorn, you know, that's either BDE energy or it's like, you know, boss bitch energy. And when you are not bringing that to the table, your person knows, your people know. When you come to work and you're not feeling your normal Capricorn self, tell me that people don't ask you like, everything good? They know it too. This interested party. For one of two of you, this is literally about a job. Like, for one of two of you, and this may be in a replay viewer, I don't know why I'm picking that up, but it almost feels like they're not giving you praise and they're not making you think that you're valued in your place of business because they don't want to compensate you. And so you're about ready to leave and they smell it. All of a sudden we have willing to do anything, fall in love, leap without looking energy from them. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll clarify and we'll find out. I have the crazy cat making crazy meow noises. Come get your child. And again, we have that Ace of Cups offer. There's so much love here. It's just the communication is not great. The communication or the facilitation of how this is expressed and honors who each other is truly at the core of yourself, so you don't have to, is not great. In the upcoming energy, I have the Two of Cups on your side again. I mean, this is such a story. I mean, that's what tarot is, right? It's really following a story. I have French fries now. Thank you, Tiffany. It's funny because the female energy on this card has little Capricorn horns. That's Venus and Cancer. I mean, it's really wanting to, like, both people wanting to bring. I think if this person would come to you in full transparency, no more BS, no more trying to override their feelings, and they feel very, I don't want to say bipolar, but like they feel very like you is a box of chocolates, don't know what you're going to get. But I feel like if this person got their shit straight and came to you with a reciprocal, like really bringing their end to the table and didn't feel like you needed a Russian dictionary to figure them out. I don't know why I just heard that. That's probably for somebody. But it feels like it's too much work. But if they could just get their stuff together, you would be there. And it looks like you're ready to offer that in the future, which is really interesting. I wouldn't have seen that. That's why I love these readings. I would not have seen that coming from that first row. In the shared energy, we have the Devil, which is Capricorn card. But it's in reverse. When I see the Devil in reverse, that means an ending of self-sabotaging cycles. It means an end. If it's a shared energy, with the Devil card in the reverse, then we're talking about two people who are dropping their old cycles. Now it's still the Devil card. So it means two people trying, putting effort towards, working on, which is great. It doesn't mean it's all tied up neatly with a bow, but it means there's effort, but more importantly, there's awareness of what needs to shift. This is the same energy. In your current energy, we have the should I stay or should I go? I hate you making me feel like I'm going through a revolving door. And in their future energy, I see the Eight of Cups in reverse. I think here's the thing. This particular Eight of Cups in reverse, I always say the Eight of Cups in reverse is like walking away from something when you still had attachment to it. Walking away from something when there's still love there. It's harder, but it's healthy because you're not waiting for things to fall apart. You're not waiting for the Tower moment. It's funny, I've not seen a Tower card in any of these collective reads, and I haven't thought about that, but I want to say it's since January, February. I have not seen a Tower card in a collective reading. I've had them in personal readings, but not. Do we see the shadow self? Do we see saying goodbye, walking away from the old version of us? I don't know if you're, I hate this. Let's clarify, but my concern here is that your person really is going to put the effort to like kill this cycle stuff that they bring to the table in this exchange with you. But they have a really hard time walking away from the old version of themselves. It may seem like there's a little slip up or slide back coming, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Let's see. These are already cold. What is that? What cards do we want? I feel like taking these. I feel like there's so much, this is crazy. I feel like there's so much like not enough genuine energy that I'm going to take my Light Seers deck to clarify. Because this is just, Connie Joe and I talk about this too when we're doing either readings for each other or just having a conversation about cards, is that, you know, these just are always so prolific. Okay. So here we have the Hangman clarifying. I don't spend a ton of time, if you're new here to these full reads, I don't spend a ton of time and energy on the energy that's already passed. I just want to see what we can glean from the situation, what we can examine and be aware of, so we can extract the lesson moving forward. We have the Hangman in reverse. That is impatience. It's also like, it's time. And it could be universe saying like, it's time. Like, let's everybody get their shit together. But it could also be a collective of, it's time. You think it's time to be done carrying this person, and they think it's time for them to get their act together. Sometimes that time is not divine timing for each other. Ebbs and flows. Let's clarify each card in the current energies. Let's clarify the Six of Swords. That was a dump, not a jump. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse. And again, you know, that's the self-confidence card. That is, it's wish fulfillment, but it's also like, you need the Nine of Cups before you can get to the Ten of Cups, right? You need to bring a whole person. I've said this since I'm a kid. Since I was a teenager, I used to say like, I don't want any of that two halves make a whole. Bring me a whole person. I will bring you my most total healed whole self. But I don't think that you can depend on another person to heal you or bring your happiness. They're there to enhance, create an environment where you can find yourself, right? So that Nine of Cups is so, you can't skip steps. There was something, was that Pisces? Pisces on the soul navigation reading. Like, when you skip steps, there's fog with it. And I feel like until this Nine of Cups, until you're, so this is draining you. This is to clarify that Six of Swords is, should I stay or should I go? And when a Capricorn is not in their full Capricorn energy, everyone around knows. This is very much like the Empress in reverse, this Nine of Cups. It's like, then we have the Hermit in reverse clarifying the Empress in reverse. And the Hermit in reverse too is somebody who goes intentionally into isolation, looking for environment, removing themselves from the situation. The thing is, Capricorn, I feel like you've done that so many times in this relationship to give yourself space or the other person space, or to like, I'll just get quiet while they get their shit together. And I feel like you're done getting quiet, because you're getting quiet and enlightenment has really also been dual purpose of getting quiet so they could get their stuff together. And I'm getting a very strong sense of, and again, I said in the beginning, there may be like some little resentments built up. And one of those little resentments may be that someone feels like, I missed out on stuff, right? Like, I wasn't with you, but I was like waiting for you to get your, you know what, together. So I also didn't participate. I didn't want to go into something with somebody else knowing that I have such a deep connection to you. So I don't want to mess with anybody else's life. I try, but like, so there's such a, it's time. Like, it's time for me. It's time for me. I'm like not feeling, I'm feeling out of myself is what I'm hearing. Okay. I want to clarify this Fool. So like, universe, spirits, and guides, and my high priestess. I want the only card. Clarify this Fool. And they gave me 2. Indecisiveness in reverse. Defense is up in reverse. What do we talk about? This Queen of Cups in reverse is like being defensive about your own dang feelings, right? Making like it makes you feel weak. I don't know if this is how they're feeling right now. I don't know if they're like just deciding I'm not going to be indecisive anymore. I'm going to lose them. I'm not going to like defend my feelings anymore or try to put a wall up around my feelings or shut them out because I'm going to lose them. This feels very in the moment, and I'm getting my physical confirmation for that. But they really do want to like let go all of their holding back. But the problem is like this is a place where like they've pushed you and pushed you and pushed you. And I'm not sure that you have a whole lot of faith. I just heard, I can see it and I can't find the words. Is it Peter and the Wolf? No. What's the boy who cried wolf? That's what I'm hearing. Except for it's like the person who cried, I'm going to get my, you know what, I'm going to get my shit together. All right, let's clarify this Two of Cups because they're like taking down the defenses and not being indecisive and going for the fall. And it's like they heard you. This I love. Here's Capricorn being Capricorn. Queen of Pentacles. This is, I'm not afraid to eat alone because I know what I bring to the table. Look at how gorgeous she is. And in full knowing and understanding of her power. This Two of Cups, I believe that you can come to the table in the future with this Two of Cups, knowing that you're going to be okay either way. If they're going to like really bring it. And I do see an end of the cycles, or working on the end of the cycles. Oh, like I so want to see in this shared energy, within the shared energy, there is strength. Quietly to themselves, they have a hard time walking away. It's just easier said than done. So two flipped over. To, because I said, like, if we look, we see a skeleton, like, hand around her, and we see this extra, like, shadow self. We have the Ace of Cups and the King of Cups, but they're in reverse. Now, first of all, King of Cups in reverse for me is my sign for Capricorn. And the whole reading was based off the Ace of Cups. This this person is almost in performative mode. Again, there was another reading where I said like the Queen of Cups is great, but what's missing from that is that leveling up to the emotional intelligence that is held within the King of Cups. I see lots of love. I don't know that this person is still at a place. See, you have value in yourself here. You grow out of the Nine of Cups in reverse, and this person still isn't having real value in themselves. They're finding their value within your acceptance to love them. It's like their value is rooted and whether you accept them as they are. And until they find that for themselves, and I'm not saying they can't, but until they find that for themselves, that little bit of emotional intelligence is going to be lacking. And they're going to have a hard time really walking away from that old version of themselves. Let's take an oracle card. You want one of these lonely into the lonely woods cards, my Capricorn friends? I can draw a shadow card. I can draw like a spiritual card. And I'm going to draw cards for everyone who's in the chat right now, because there's only like 14 of you. So if you want to wait when this is over. But you guys want, okay, you want, let's get into the lonely woods. What does Capricorn need to know to navigate? So hard to love somebody that is struggling to love themselves. So funny, I said I was going to draw free cards for people and less people were in the room for a minute. Okay. To walk the lonesome road. Let's see, that is number 1. There's a really cool like layout too for these cards that I would love to do. Not sure what that means. So this is your oracle card, Capricorn, and how the advice from universe to like help you navigate this situation. This was a full-on love reading. To walk the lonesome road, foolish they say to walk this strange path. Loneliness will become your only companion. And I just want to say, like, that's part of the theme of this. It's really hard to feel connected to somebody that struggles to love themselves because you can't be in full union. And so there's loneliness within that love. And that's a special kind of ache. And if you know, you know. They say as you take those first steps on the lonesome road to your own self, this is not an adventure, no indulgence, no needless seeking. And that's the part of pulling back and not participating in other relationships, right? Because you feel like you can't fully give because half of you belongs to someone else that holds you back. It is truly challenging. And there could be doubt, and there will be moments where your only companion is the voice inside your head. And at that point, from when you hear that voice clearly, for almost the first time, listen. Speak with it. See what you have been saying to yourself, and with each footstep, watch the words become more encouraging, loving, and filled with self-love. I'm going to say when you're in this position, you can know all that. You can have tried to enlighten yourself 6 ways till next Sunday. You can understand about self-love, and yet you can find it challenging to walk into a space where you can welcome it from another source other than this person. If that is you, you may want to consider doing like cord cutting. And if you guys want to see, like on this channel, if you guys want to see me do like cord cutting videos, explain it, and then maybe do like a sample of one. If you guys want me to do more like protective, like how to protect your energy or any of that, just leave me like a comment, not in here because I won't, but like in the regular comments. Yeah. Then definitely leave me a comment if you want to see things like that. But if you're in this place where this almost feels like a trap and you want to, like with your whole chest and with your whole heart, you kind of do want to walk away from this kind of stuff and or this connection and move into something where you can have a full exchange, have that Two of Cups, have that Venus in Cancer kind of relationship, then I do